What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel. Why is my hair so, guys, my hair is, really weird. And I just got out of bed, over an hour ago. Anyway guys, normally I would be doing a episode of WWE's Biggest Issue, but since it is WrestleMania week, that will not be the case, as I am going to be giving you guys my predictions for NXT TAKEOVER Stand and Deliver. I don't remember exactly what night, what matches are going to be on what night. I do know that I believe the NXT title match will be on night 2, if I remember correctly. Night 1, I think, will feature Io Shirai versus Raquel Gonzalez, but I'll be talking about those in this video. But let's kick things off with a match that's based on who is the best technical wrestler ever. It is Kushida one-on-one with the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne. Now, this is kind of interesting because when the last time Pete Dunne was competing at TakeOver, it was at TakeOver Vengeance Day, and he had lost to Finn Balor when Balor defeated Dunne with the 1916 to retain the title, and then of course that's when it all happened, with Adam Cole and of course Kyle O'Reilly. But this is kind of interesting because both these guys are both submission-based superstars, but they're also technicals. They're also technical high flyers, but they're also semi-power, if you will. So this is going to be a very intriguing match. I'm excited for this match. I think it's going to be incredible. It's going to be based on whose submission is better. Is it Kushida's hoverboard lock, or is it Pete Dunne's triangle choke? Sorry, with the bending of the digits. Honestly, I think it's gonna come down to the hoverboard. I think Kushida's gonna win because for one, the only person that Pete Dunne has in his team, or I guess his little group, is Oney Lorcan. He's the only one. Danny Burch is out with a shoulder injury, and he's gonna be out for about 6 months to a year, which honestly, that's pretty insane. That's pretty gnarly, if you ask me. I mean, John Cena suffered it years ago, and he came back in less than 4. Literally, less than 4 months, which, that's insane. That is insane. So, I am sticking with Kushida. Next up, we have a gauntlet eliminator to determine who will challenge Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship. It is Dexter Lumis, LA Knight, Bronson Reed, Leon Ruff, Isaiah Swerve Scott, and of course Cameron Grimes. This is interesting because you have so many different elements in this matchup. You have the rivalry between Leon Ruff and Isaiah Swerve Scott. You have LA Knight and Bronson Reed, in one rivalry, and then of course you have a rivalry renewed between Cameron Grimes and Dexter Lumis. But let's also not forget, Dexter Lumis has actually had his eyes on Johnny Gargano for quite some time now. So it begs the question as to who is going to challenge Gargano for the title. We can't tell you that it's going to be. It's going to be in the order of entry. It's going to be Isaiah Swerve Scott, Leon Ruff, Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, Dexter Lumis, and LA Knight. That is the order of entry. LA Knight ended up eliminating Dexter Lumis in the Gauntlet Eliminator Battle Royal last week on NXT to gain the number 6 entry spot, because the rules for that match were simple. There would be a total of 12 superstars. So you have these guys. Then you also have guys like Roderick Strong, um, Austin Theory, just to name a couple. And the first 6 superstars that got thrown over the top rope and eliminated would not be competing in the Gauntlet Eliminator. So the last 6 that were in the ring would be the ones to be in the Gauntlet Eliminator. However, once that came about, the order of elimination depicts who will be entering the match first. You know, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. I believe Isaiah Swerve Scott was the first to be eliminated, and then LA Knight became, you know, the last man standing. So, as far as who I would want to see win this match, personally, I would want Dexter Lumis, but based on how this match could play out, I could definitely see Cameron Grimes picking up the victory, just because of the fact that Cameron Grimes has been known to, swerve, no pun intended, swerve their way, his way into a victory, and that's happened to him quite a few times. So that can really help him out going into this match. So my pick to win this one is obviously Cameron Grimes. I think that's like I would say Grimes would be the odds on favorite to win. The dark horse, though, I gotta go with Dexter Lumis on this one. I think Dexter Lumis will be the dark horse of the match. And as far as the wild card, it's gotta be Bronson Reed. It's gotta be Bronson Reed. He's gotta be the wild card going into this match because for a guy of his size, it would take like 3-4 guys to eliminate him, and with him, it's gonna take all 5 of those men to eliminate Bronson Reed. Next up, we have the first of, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 titles on this card. The first one is for the NXT Women's Tag Team titles. Yes, if you guys are not familiar with this, a few weeks ago on NXT, it was Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defending the WWE Women's Tag Team titles against Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. It was a back and forth matchup, and of course too, Adam Pearce ended up costing Kai and Gonzalez the victory. So yeah, they're still champions, but the following week on NXT, Kai and Gonzalez were crowned the inaugural NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, and they ended up losing the titles on the same night to Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. Now they're the ones that are defending the titles at TakeOver Stand and Deliver against Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae of The Way. No, that was actually a really weird rhyme. So it's kind of funny that we have this matchup, because if you guys don't remember, Candice LeRae had destroyed Shotzi Blackheart's tank, her initial tank, and they went to war. They went to war in the form of War Games. Yes, it was in the form of War Games, and the women's War Games match was actually the first match to kick off the show, if you will, the main card, if you will, and there were only two title matches on the card, if I remember right. No, actually no. The triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship was actually the only title match of the card, actually. That's kind of crazy. That's actually pretty crazy. But yeah. So now so this is kind of interesting. Interesting because Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell have done what they could to I guess try to manipulate Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, but knowing Ember Moon, she's a fighting champion. If she the moment they her and Blackheart became tag team champions, they said they'll defend the titles anytime. And excuse me. And so Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae were like, let's do it at TakeOver, and they were like, okay, let's do it. So it has been made official. This rivalry has been going on for months and months and months, and I think it's all gonna come ahead this coming Wednesday and Thursday. Yes, not Saturday or Sunday. This coming Wednesday/Thursday. So today, obviously, you guys know is the prediction video for Stand and Deliver. Tomorrow, I've got the Hall of Fame ceremony, which I'm still trying to figure out where I could watch. I know it's on Peacock, but like where? I'm trying to figure that out. If you guys watched Fastlane on Peacock, let me know in the comments below where I have to go to watch the Hall of Fame and the rest of the shows, because I don't know. I don't know if I have to go to the WWE section or the channel section. I think it might be the WWE section. I'll have to take a look. But if you guys do know, comment below, because I don't know. I swear I don't even know. But so I'll be doing my review video tomorrow on the Hall of Fame. Wednesday I've got the WrestleMania predictions, which I believe, in which I assume that we're only going to have only 14 matches on the card, possibly 16. I don't know. But Thursday, I'm going to be doing the results for TakeOver Stand and Deliver. Friday, I will most likely do Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue. I might. I'm not so sure. And then Sunday, I've got the results for WrestleMania. But next Monday, I will be back with another episode of WWE's Biggest Issue. And I think I'm going to be doing the Raw after WrestleMania. I'll have to think about that. But as far as this match goes, I'm sticking with Moon. I got to go with Moon and Blackheart on this one. I think with how much time they spent together, it's a testament to what that says about them. The chemistry that they have is absolutely incredible. It's on point. It is 100% on point. I'm going with Moon and Blackheart. Next up, we have an unsanctioned match, meaning no rules, only way to win is by pinfall or submission. That's it. It is Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly, and this is interesting because this is the first time in a long time, actually, that I've called an Adam Cole match that doesn't involve a championship. Because if you guys remember, Adam Cole made his NXT debut, I think it was TakeOver Brooklyn 3, if I remember correctly, after, was TakeOver Brooklyn 3? So TakeOver Brooklyn 3, right after Drew McIntyre defeated, Robert Roode to become NXT champion, and of course, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish had attacked McIntyre, and Cole wanted the NXT title. Yeah, he's actually had quite a few takeover matches that were not for championships. There were no titles involved. Obviously, with guys like Aleister Black, of course, to Pat McAfee over, I think it was TakeOver 30, if I remember correctly. I think it was TakeOver 30. Yeah, so TakeOver 30. And, yeah, that was that. So, this is kind of interesting because when you think about it, these two have known each other for such a long time. They've known each other for well over a decade, since like 2009, 2010, right around there. they've competed. They competed on the independent scene for so many years. Part of part of promotions like Ring of Honor and New Japan, obviously. They've teamed up together. They've been in the ring against each other. But never did I think that after 4 years, after about 3, maybe 4 years, I never thought that Adam Cole would turn his back on the Undisputed Era. Let's not forget, if you guys remember, TakeOver War Games, Bobby Fish was injured, had suffered I believe a leg injury, if I remember right. Wait, no. I think it was I think it was a shoulder injury. He had suffered a shoulder injury, and now he's out. He'll be out of action for at least 5 months. At least another 2 months at best. November, December, January, February, March. Yeah, I would say about another couple months at best. He'll be out of action until then. So it's now O'Reilly, Strong, Roderick Strong, and of course Adam Cole. Adam Cole decides to turn his back on Kyle O'Reilly at TakeOver Vengeance Day when Kyle O'Reilly insisted that Balor join the Undisputed Era, and that was when it all went downhill. Adam Cole was like, you know what, I don't need this. This was dead weight. I don't need it. And it's all come it's all come full circle. Honestly, I don't even know what the hell Adam Cole was thinking. Kyle O'Reilly was one of those guys that was so loyal. He was so loyal to the Undisputed Era. He would do anything to stay loyal to the Undisputed Era. And now this is what Adam Cole has to come to. So, obviously, again, unsanctioned means no countouts, no disqualifications. Only way to win is by pinfall or submission, and the entire WWE is not going to be responsible for what they do to each other this coming week. Honestly, given the fact that Kyle O'Reilly is has become such a hothead, I think that could give Adam Cole the advantage, because he can use that to his advantage and be able to just beat him down and pick up a victory. But that can also work. But that can actually work with Kyle O'Reilly, and he can channel that and do the exact same thing. But this is one match I can't predict. I can't. This is one that this is one of those matches that it's going to be good, but nobody knows what the end result is going to be. So this is one match I can't predict. So I'm sorry. Next up, we have the second of 6 title matches on the card. This one is for the NXT United Kingdom Championship. This is the first time in a long time, actually, that the NXT UK title is being defended at a NXT TakeOver. In fact, if I remember correctly, I believe Walter actually defeated Pete Dunne to become champion, and he's been champion ever since, which is pretty insane. Absolutely insane. I will say this though. I will say this though. Tommaso Ciampa is way in over his head. I mean, I get it. He wants to be champion and all that, but he's going up against one of the baddest dudes in NXT history. That is Walter. If you guys don't remember, Walter was the guy that defeated Pete Dunne to become NXT UK champion, and Pete Dunne held the title for 685 days. The longest ever. Walter's been champion for over 700 days, and that right there is impressive. So as far as who I think is going to win, I think Walter. I believe that Walter is going to win it, just because of the fact that this coming Thursday on NXT UK Prelude, it's going to be Walter defending his title against Rampage Brown, but that's only if Tommaso Ciampa wins it. That's only if Walter retains. If Ciampa wins it, then he'll have to go clear across the pond to the UK, to London, and defend the title against Rampage Brown, which that could be interesting. But I'm sticking with Walter on this one. Sorry. Okay, so this is actually 7. This is 7 titles. Sorry, not 6. Next up, we do have Johnny Gargano defending his North American title. Honestly, it's hard to predict who's gonna win it because we don't know Gargano's opponent. All we know is that we have 6 men in a gauntlet eliminator fighting for the chance to face Gargano for the title. So, I mean, it all comes down to who. It all comes down to who wins it. Because if Dexter Lumis wins it, it'll most likely be Dexter Lumis because he'll probably scare the living hell out of Austin Theory and Candice LeRae. If LA Knight wins it, it's probably going to be a back and forth matchup, but it'll probably end up favoring Johnny Gargano. If Bronson Reed wins it, if Reed wins the Gauntlet Eliminator, it'll probably be Reed picking up the victory. If Leon Ruff wins it, Gargano wins, retains his title. Isaiah Swerve I would see a back and forth matchup. If Grimes wins it, it'll most likely be Cameron Grimes because it'll probably just just hit the cave in like right off the bat and pick up the victory. So I can't. This is the match I can't predict. But next up we have the third of 7 title matches here, and actually these next 4 matches that I'm gonna predict, they're all title matches. So this one's for the NXT Tag Team titles. If you guys remember, as I mentioned earlier, Dan Burch is out with an injury. He'll be out for about 6 months. So now we have Legado del Fantasma, obviously Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza, the Grizzled Young Veterans, James Drake, Zach Gibson, and of course MSK. I believe Nash Carter and Wes Lee, I believe are their names. The Dusty Cup winners. Triple threat match for the NXT Tag Titles. First man to gain pinfall submission will win the titles for his team. I gotta go with MSK on this one. I think if MSK can just make Legado and the Grizzly Young Veterans just beat each other down, MSK can tag in. Hit a big move, pick up a victory, plain and simple. But it's kind of hard to say because it's a triple threat match. You don't really know how the match plays out because MSK, they've only been around for like a hot minute, and they've been very impressive as of late. The Grizzled Young Veterans, they dominated NXT UK for such a long time. Becoming the first ever UK Tag Team Champions, I believe by defeating Mustache Mountain, if I remember right. I believe so. I believe by defeating Mustache Mountain at NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool 1 to become the inaugural champions. But they ended up dropping the titles to they ended up dropping the titles to Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews to I think it was TakeOver Cardiff, if I remember right. But anyway, I gotta go with MSK on this one. If there's anybody who's gonna be the odds-on favorites going into this match, I would have to say MSK. Next up, we have the NXT Women's Championship. Io Shirai defends against Raquel Gonzalez. Incredible! This is gonna be an incredible matchup, but the X Factor. it's going to be Dakota Kai. So I would assume that Io Shirai will probably have Zoe Stark in her corner. This is going to be intriguing because Raquel Gonzalez is all about power, all about strength. Io Shirai is more so about submission, technical, and high flying, kind of similar to the match between Pete Dunne and Kushida that I talked about earlier in the video. And honestly, as crazy as it sounds, as crazy as it sounds for me to say, I think her time is up. I think Io Shirai's time in NXT is up, and I think it's time for her to go get called up into the main roster. Maybe SmackDown. I can see her being on SmackDown. I think Raquel Gonzalez is going to win it just because Raquel Gonzalez has been biting for an opportunity like this for a long time. I think Raquel's time is now. I think she's going to win it, in my personal opinion, because even if Io Shirai defeats Raquel Gonzalez, she'll have beaten everybody that there is to beat in NXT since winning the title from Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley in that triple threat match at TakeOver in Your House last year. And there will be nobody for her to beat. So I would say if Io Shirai wins it, have her just relinquish the title the same way Asuka did, and then get called up into the main roster. That's just how I see it. Next up, we have Santos Escobar, Jordan Devlin for the Undisputed Cruiserweight Championship in a ladder match. Yes, the ladder match stipulation was added by WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels, and he was like, you know what? I got an idea. Goes under the ring, picks up a ladder, drops it into the ring. He's like, that's what's happening. And it's funny because Jordan Devlin has been the NXT Cruiserweight Champion since a pay-per-view known as WWE Worlds Collide, and this was all the way back in 2020. All the way last year. And it's it's interesting because Jordan Devlin had defeated Angel Garza, Isaiah Swerve, and Travis Banks. If you guys don't remember Travis Banks, he was a guy. He used to compete on NXT UK. He competed for quite a while. But ended up getting fired from WWE because of something on social media. I don't remember what it was, but he ended up winning the title. He had been champion ever since, but because we were under the pandemic, NXT General Manager William Regal had to host a interim championship tournament to determine who would become the interim Cruiserweight Champion in NXT. Here in the States, and then they ended up just changing it to the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. So now we have two champions. Santos Escobar, when he was known as Elio del Fantasma, he defeated Drake Maverick to become champion, and then he ended up turning into Santos Escobar, aligning himself with Wild and Mendoza, as part of Legado del Fantasma. In fact, I actually want to look up the name Legado del Fantasma. I want to know what that means in Spanish. I know it's Spanish, but I'm trying to figure what it means. Legado del Fantasma. Translate Legado del Fantasma. So, okay, so apparently Legado del Fantasma means Ghost's Legacy. That is interesting. So, it's kind of interesting that it's known as Ghost's Legacy, but I like that. I like that. So obviously he has the rest of Legado del Fantasma, and he's probably he could very may well have the rest of Legado in his corner. He could very may well. So as far as who wins this, I gotta go with Jordan Devlin on this one. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Devlin. Arguably one of the most unique. You know, I had been a fan of his for quite a while. He's arguably he's arguably one of the top cruiserweights. You know, in NXT today, and if he can somehow manage to swerve away, you know, from the rest of Legado and from Santos Escobar's, you know, tricks, if you will, Jordan's got it. I think Jordan Devil's got it. So next up we have the main event for NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 2. From what I understand, it'll be Finn Balor defending the NXT Championship against Karrion Kross, and this is actually Karrion's first championship rematch since dropping the title due to injury after TakeOver in Your House. And it's interesting because when you think about it, hang on, guys. When you think about it, hang on, guys. Hang on, guys. I apologize. I'm like trying to find something here. All right. So when you think about Finn Balor, when you think about Finn Balor, you think of all of his accomplishments in WWE. He's now a 2-time NXT champion. He was one of the inaugural Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic winners alongside, obviously, Samoa Joe. He's the first ever Universal Champion, and he's also a 2-time Intercontinental Champion. There's nothing that Finn Balor can't do. But when you think about Karrion Kross and some of the things that he's done, it's absolutely absurd, absolutely insane. So when you think about it, who really has the advantage going into this match? The answer is Finn Balor, and the reason why I believe Finn Balor has the advantage going into this match is the fact that Finn Balor is a widely veteran. He is so skilled in the ring. He is so methodical, so calculating. That could give him the advantage against Karrion Kross, but Karrion Kross is built on emotion. He wrestles on emotion. That could turn against Karrion Kross going into this match at TakeOver this coming week. So who wins in my opinion? I gotta go with Finn Balor on this one. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Again, if you guys know how to use Peacock, if you guys know where I should go to watch, you know, the Hall of Fame and TakeOver and also WrestleMania, let me know in the comments below. I don't really know where I go. I don't know if it's, you know, the channels that they have on there or if it's the WWE section. Comment below. And also, question of the day: What are your predictions for NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver? Let me know in the comments below. And that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more prediction videos for NXT, which they don't happen all that often because takeovers only come every once in a while. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All the links will be down in the description. And if you guys have any fan mail that you want to send me, want me to open up on the channel, my address will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.